Hello, my Gemini friends, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is the Sun Woman, and these are your readings for August of 2023. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If this reading resonates with you, please be sure to like and share it, as well as subscribe to the channel. Please make sure that you take a look at the video that I uploaded earlier, the behind the scenes video, which will give you more information about the transits that are going to be affecting us this month, as well as that Venus retrograde, which is the star of the show in August. I did break down how Venus retrograde, how to best navigate Venus retrograde with its three different phases. And so this reading is going to be based on that breakdown. So please make sure to take a look so that you can get even more out of that, out of this reading, okay? All right, so we are going to go ahead and start. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So we are taking a look at the three phases of the Venus retrograde. The first phase, which is the release phase, the second phase, which is the reset phase, and the third phase, which is the rebirth phase. Okay, and as we go through the cards, I'll explain how how these relate to the placements that we have for the cards. So as far as the planetary influences, Gemini, you have the Sun in your third house of Leo this month. You have the Venus retrograde in Leo as well. Okay, so there's a lot of focus this month on your communications, traveling short distance, maybe around your neighborhood, around your city, your town. Some of you, there could be a lot of communication or activity with a sibling, a sister, or a brother. There could be discussions about contracts, discussions about having meetings, various, whatever it is where you are communicating with someone else, and there is activity going back and forth in that area. So we want to make sure with Venus in retrograde in the third house that you are really being careful about your communications. For some of you, Venus can indicate that people from the past will come back into your life. You could run into somebody while you're on your way to, the grocery store or Starbucks, that you haven't seen for a long time. It could be a romantic interest, could be a previous, partner, or someone that you were dating. Make sure that you think very carefully before actually, getting back into a situation with someone, because sometimes Venus retrograde will bring people back that may be better left in the past, but it could be a situation where someone has their life is totally changed, your life is different, and you guys are getting back together at the best time, at the most optimal time. Just be sure to take your time and don't sign on the dotted line on anything. We have Mercury going retrograde on August 23rd, so there's a lot of retrograde energy here. And again, be careful about conversations. Don't promise more than you can deliver this month. Don't make any permanent promises to a romantic partner. You just want to take your time and kind of be careful, with what you're saying, doing, be more tactful as far as what you say to someone. Just mind your speech, what you write, text, what you're sending out an email, things like that. Okay, going to be important. You also have the full moon actually the full moon is going to be in your, let's see. Yes, the full moon is going to be in Aquarius. And that's going to be your ninth house. Okay. So, some of you, there could be some emotional situations with people who live far away from you, overseas, people from a different ethnic or, religious or cultural background than you. There could be a culmination of a project that maybe you have released to, out into the world, whether it's, something that you've published, a website, a book, a blog, some kind of, a web web page, or anything that you could be publishing and releasing to the public, is going to, there's going to be some kind of resolution coming, things kind of coming to a conclusion in that first week of August. So keep that in mind. Again, full moons can be a little emotional, so just make sure to remain on an even keel with that. Okay, could be some kind of spiritual epiphany or awakening around that time as well. So a good time to spend in meditation, in spiritual pursuit. You also have the new moon that is going to be falling in Leo in the third house again, and that's going to be on August 16th. So, new beginnings, the time to plant new seeds for you in all those areas that I spoke about: communication, short distance travel, your siblings, anything that has to do with speech, writing, all of those things. Okay. And then one final aspect, you've got Mars in Taurus in the 12th house and Jupiter in Virgo in the 4th house. So there could be some. This is a really, really positive aspect. That a trine is, between these earth signs is, it's very harmonious. So something, some of you could be spending time alone, time in kind of meditation. It could be have a positive effect on your home situation. Some of you could be staying at home more than you were before and really developing some kind of spiritual practice, meditative practice. So anything you're doing at home, kind of behind the scenes, many of you could release some fears that you've had, right? Or some subconscious anxiety, or subconscious fears that you may not know what the basis of those. You might get some breakthrough in that area as well. Things like therapy, psychotherapy. So if you've been thinking about talking to a licensed psychotherapist or psychiatrist, you could really benefit from that. And that could be whether it's in person, or it could be like even a telehealth type of visit, okay, from your home. All right. So let's go, Gemini. Let's go ahead and take a look. Last thing, as I said, you've got Mercury retrograde starting on the 23rd of August. Mercury is your ruler, so we know what happens when Mercury goes retrograde. Things can go kind of haywire. So make sure you're signing any contracts, making any commitments on paper or verbal before Mercury goes retrograde, because if you do it after Mercury goes retrograde, there could be a need to revise things, and they may look very different than they were when you first agreed to them. Okay. All right. One more shuffle for Gemini, and this is going to be for for Venus retrograde. The 3 phases of Venus retrograde. How is that going to affect Gemini? All right. Great. All right. And I'll be reading the cards right side up. So let me go ahead and. All right. So we have the first phase of Venus retrograde is these 3 cards. Then I'll just put the other ones, turn them down for the second phase and the third phase. And we'll read those shortly. All right, what do we have at the base of the deck? Well, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so this is you, Gemini. All right, this is an air energy. Gemini, of course. It could also be Libra or Aquarius influence. So I think there's going to be, remember I said, all that activity in your third house. The third house is our mind, our thoughts, communication. So I think you're really in your element in this month, because a lot of activity happening there in the third house that the house that you rule. Some of you could really be, trying to make decisions, looking into the future and trying to decide like what path you want to take, what choices you want to take. The Queen of Swords is a very wise, very intelligent, very shrewd queen. She has her sword there, which means she can cut through right to the truth. She can go into battle as well. She's ready at all times. But in this, position that she's in more of a psychological, intellectual stance. So she's thinking about a lot. She has a lot on her mind for the month of August, and that does make sense. Again, with all those retrogrades, it's a lot of internal work that can be done with the retrogrades. Retrograde motion. So I like this for you. Okay. Could be messages coming into you, so you may be anticipating getting some information that bird there could be bringing information. um, Also seeing kind of a little of a cage here, and I'm just not sure. It looks like a cup. I'm not sure what that is, but it could be a cup of some kind. It also looks like a heart. So maybe some of you could be guarding your heart this month. There could be, a need to think with your head and not with your heart. So kind of controlling your emotions and being more thoughtful about your decisions this month. So we'll take a look and see what that might be about. All right. So for the first phase of Venus retrograde, that is going to be your release phase. All right. That's the time when we have the opportunity to let go of any outdated, outmoded, really disempowering thoughts or positions that we might have about Venusian topics, right, or subjects. So that would be love, money, romance, our values. It could be our values about love, what makes us feel loved. It could be our values about money, how we make money, how we spend money, how we hold on to it. Also beauty and our aesthetics, right? The visuals, how we look, have are under the Venus, umbrella. So we have the Three of Pentacles here, we have the Six of Swords, and we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, so some of you could be releasing your control over something that you've been working on with a team here. Could be a work project. It could also be just you building skills, gaining skills. Have you been going to school? Did you start up some kind of new training program, going back to school, going to get a certificate or just learning something new? I feel that many of you may have recently acquired new skills, or you are honing your gifts in some way, improving on what you are already able to do. If you're a musician, maybe you've been, practicing more intensely or been taking lessons, or, if you're a tech person, maybe you've been sitting for some type of certification, growing your skills. I think it's time now where you're ready to go from the novice phase uh, to the mastery phase. Okay, you're going from the learner to becoming proficient in what you are doing, and now it's time to move on. Now it's time to move away from that and actually strike out, and use those gifts, use those skills that you've acquired or that you have perfected. Now there could be some resistance. Okay, this here is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is moving away maybe from more unstable shores to calmer shores. You're being led. She has her suitcase here, and she is, she's looking forward and she's moving forward. She's moving away from the past, moving towards something. And whatever that is that she's moving towards, the Six of Swords says it's a better situation than what it was before. All right, or it's a leveling up of some kind. So I do see you guys, striking out on your own. Maybe some of you have decided that you're going to freelance, or that you are going to present yourself to the world. I did say, some of you could be publishing something, whether it's as I said, a website, or your business, or maybe your Shopify store, or Etsy, something like that. And I think you are now in the phase of, as I said, releasing that thing, releasing those gifts, those skills into the public. And I see you here as prepared to kind of stand vigilant to see what happens, right? It's that moment when you release something, for instance, you're releasing a YouTube video and you're waiting to see, when you get your first view, when you get your first 10 views, when you get your first comments, is this going to resonate with the world? Is this going to resonate with other people? Is what, I'm passionate about, and that passion being represented by this wand with the fire, is what I have built here. Look at the 9 wands. Is it going to resonate with other people? Okay, so definitely see you, releasing the need to sit on something that maybe you've been sitting on for a while, and actually get it out into the world. Okay, now let's see. That would be this energy we're talking about, the period from August 1st through to August 13th. Okay, that is the release phase of Venus. Now, the second phase of Venus, again, I'm going to do these right side up. We have the Hangman, the Six of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. I love this energy, because this really, this is telling me a very clear story. So now for the second phase of Venus, which is the 13th of August through to the 18th, this is you asking yourself, okay, now I have released, what it is I no longer need, or I've released myself from something. What do I really want in this world? What resonates with me? What resonates with what I love to do, or what makes me feel loved? What resonates with my passions? What do I really want in this world? Who do I really want in this world? Okay, who do I, what do I want to hold on to and build, and allow to grow? With that Venus, that love energy, that desire energy. Well, here's the Hangman. Hangman for me is just a evolution of this 9 of Wands. I feel that some of you will still be in a expectant, right, phase, kind of allowing yourself to see things from another perspective. I just see a mental transformation for you, Gemini. This is like really powerful, because I feel that you are in a lot of ways, you are completely transforming the way you look at the world, the way you look at yourself, the way that you look at what you want in this world, and what you've achieved, and what you want to achieve, right? And sometimes it takes us to be still, to sit back, to wait, to be patient, and to resist the temptation to be aggressive and move forward, right? Sometimes it's the expectation that I have put everything out into the universe. The universe knows what I need in my life, what I want in my life, and now I need to just wait for that, and wait for the universe to bring that into me. Now, that doesn't mean don't do anything, right? But what it means that there's a time to reap and a time to sow. There's a time to sleep and a time to be awakened, right? And so I feel that, speaking of awakening, look at the Hangman here. So she is awakening, right? Her crown chakra is activated. That's a halo there. She is channeling information. And I love about this card has come up so much this month in all the other readings. It's just incredible, the repetition of cards that have come up for the 12 signs. This She is channeling some information from, I don't know if you can see that, but these are runes down here. Okay, this is the Rado rune. The Kanaz is there. I forget what this one is. This one is the one that has to do with, it looks like a thorn. Thursas. Okay. So some of you may need to, let that intuition fly. Maybe, get yourself a bag of runes and toss a few, every day to see what messages that you get, what intuitive messages you can pick up. They also have rune cards as well. They have rune dice. But whether it's runes or whether it's anything else, whether it's a reading, whether it is, doing a reading for yourself, or sitting for one with another reader, getting your chart done, listening to your scope for the month from a reputable astrologer. You are gathering information from higher realms here. And so even though she's upside down, she is still gathering this information from the realms that are within this pool. Blue is a very spiritual color, so it does have to do with spiritual messages here. Okay, now what are the messages about? Well, look at this. This is the Six of Wands. This is a significant card of success, of acclaim, of reaching, of attainment, of reaching the audience that you want to reach, reaching the masses. This she's here, she's performing, whether she is a singer or a speaker or a dancer or an actress. She is here in front of this crowd in the spotlight with her wand, her passion and her gifts here, her talent, with a laurel here, which is a victory, a symbol of victory, and she is achieving some renown. So as I said, with your third house, your ninth house activated, there could be some worldwide access that you achieve through your message, whatever that message is. Just make sure that it's authentic. That is the most important thing. Be authentic, because people can tell when you are and when you aren't. All right. So really, really nice card here. Definitely, I see you achieving some level of success in what you've been doing here. Now, the Six of Pentacles, that's an even nicer thing, because it looks like there's money coming as a result of whatever it is that that you're putting out into the world. So you could be gaining, you could be getting paid for whatever this gift is, whatever the skills are that you have. You could also get some kind of benefactor, right? So someone who really believes in you, wants to support your your dream, wants to support your vision. So don't be afraid to look for investors. Don't be afraid to look for patrons. Do a Patreon page, or if you have something that you're doing, create a I forget what that is, where you reach out to people and people contribute to it to help you make manifest this project, whatever it is, right? So don't be afraid to reach out to those around you. So in this reset phase here, I think you are really resetting your focus, because you're going to get the response that you're asking for, or that you were hoping for. And again, there could be finances that are attached to that, whether you're getting paid for your services or your art, or your gifts, or whether you have someone that is going to support you in your vision. Okay. So now for the third phase of Venus retrograde, we have the rebirth phase. Really excited to see what this period is. This is about new beginnings. This is us opening up a new chapter. Something now being born as a result of this progression here. So what do we have? Well, we have the High Priestess, we have the Eight of Swords, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. All right. So again, this is speaking to me. It really is telling a very clear story here for me, Gemini. I see you coming to a new level of growth, of faith in your own gifts, of belief in your own gifts. And look at that. If you look up here, the runes are making an appearance again. This is Sigil. Again, that's the Rasas. I forget what this one is called. I think this is Manas. But these are symbols. So please, if you want to go ahead and pause the video here for a moment and see if you can get those, maybe do a little sketch of those runes and then look those up after the reading. Okay, they could be additional messages coming to you, but love this because she is, um, she has the moon here on her crown chakra, and she is, absorbing information from the skies, I was going to say horizon, but from the universe. The high priestess is very psychic. She's very spiritual. She's very tuned in and tapped in. She can see behind the veil. She can see beyond the mysteries, right? She's a direct channel. She doesn't need any tools or any props except for her own intuition. So definitely feel like you are, this could be the reset of you getting that glimmer of, oh wow, what I'm putting out in the world really, it really appeals to someone, likes it, someone likes me, right? And now you channeling, okay, how do I make this grow? How do I make this bigger? How do I really tap into my creative energies and, and even more so become this authentic creator that you are destined to be? Well, the Eight of Swords here says it's time for you to release yourself from any of your worries, concerns, anxiety about the future, your doubts or fears, maybe your insecurities. If you notice the Eight of Swords here, she's looking in a mirror. She herself, right, the actual person, she's not tied, she's not bound. She is not blindfolded. There's no one here but her. But when she looks in the mirror, she sees all of these restrictions, limitations. People maybe having ties to her that are not healthy. Being blind, to the truth. And so this is not the reality here, Gemini. Okay, this is only a perception. This is the truth. This is the authentic you. This is just perceptions and fears, right? More than anything, these are representative of fears. So time for you to be reborn here, understanding clearer. Using very much so using the high priestess energy to see past the veil, see past this mirror, right? See yourself released from all of these things that are tying you and holding you back from the growth and the transformation that is the path that you're on. Okay. And then if you are able to do that, I really feel like this new chapter is going to deliver you into one where you are really putting your own personal mark onto the world. Working very hard. This is again another Pentacles card. So there is money being earned from the work that you do. Here you are in the lab. What is it that you are a master at? She's making candles here, or she's lighting a candle. She has bowls full of herbs here. She has a gigantic tome, a huge book where maybe she has, I was going to say potions, but she might have recipes here. She might have, esoteric knowledge in this book. There's a feather, which is spiritual messages, right? Maybe messages from the ancestors or spirit guides. Here's another candle. Here's a plant. It looks like an aloe plant. So for me, aloe is one of the most healing plants. So maybe you're into herbalism. Maybe you're into making your own products, your own herbal products, soaps, candles, tinctures of some kind, oils. So but or it could could be anything. Maybe you're great at computers, you're a designer. I see all of these colors here. So some of you are, sitting at your workstation, painting, or creating graphic designs. Whatever this is, I feel that there is going to be an opportunity for a new beginning in that area. So I love, and take a look at this, right? I love how we started out with the Three of Pentacles, you learning your craft, you perfecting your craft, or learning new skills. And now the very last card in the reading is you out there on your own, making it happen, putting your personal stamp on whatever this is that you're working on. Okay? She is focused, really focused. All right. So yeah, wow, that's a lot. And that is, I'm excited for you, Gemini. I really am. And I would love to hear from you to find out, if this resonates for you, and to find out in August, what happens here for you. What do you do? What are you wonderful at? What have you learned? What are you learning? What's your gift? What are your skills? What are you great at? How are you using those skills to make money, to take care of your family, your community? I would love to hear that. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to pull one more card for you, Gemini. And this card is going to be one more advice card from the Tao Oracle. See what the message is here. What is the advice for Gemini for August 2023? What's the advice for Gemini? Last advice card for Gemini from the Tao Oracle. All right, I see this one right on the bottom. Okay, let's see. Aha, influence. Very interesting. Okay, so remember what I said to you about the possibility of people coming back into your life from the past. This card is definitely a card that has to do with relationships. It's very interesting to me, though, that the only person that did come up here is the Queen of Swords. So it could be a fellow air sign, as I said, that is connecting with you during this Venus retrograde. What are the messages on this card? Well, the key the key words are courtship, mutual attraction, genuine affection, natural magnetism, stimulation, and connecting. Now, if this is not speaking to you about a one-to-one relationship or a romantic relationship, could be, as I said, something that's not happened yet, but that is going to happen in the month of August. But this also could be, and because it says influence here, right? It's influence. I really feel like some of you are, through what you are manifesting and through what you are doing, you could have you could become an influencer. All right. You could be influencing other people in what you're sharing out into the world. Maybe you are, maybe what you do is about relationships. Maybe you bring people together. Maybe you're a matchmaker, or maybe you, create products that are for couples. Or, maybe you create perfumes that are, focused on attracting the opposite sex. It just could be something that has to do with dating, relationships, magnetism. I did say that, with, let's see, the fourth house. Yeah, there could be, again, partnerships could be significant here, as far as connecting with other people. But in any way, either way, magnetism is strong here. And you attracting things in, whether it's things or people, whether it's connecting with others, whether it is having influence over others. That is very, very strong here for you, Gemini. Okay. Also, it's interesting to me. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing twins, right? So we could be talking about twin souls, twin flames. This could just be a representative of you as the twins. Okay. But there's a lot of fire here. Red is fire. Blue is wisdom. So, and look at the yin and the yang here. So, definitely a combination of passion and intellectual energy mixed together to create something that I think that the world is craving from you and is ready to receive from you, Gemini. So, yes, it looks like this Venus retrograde is going to be significant for you in being able to externalize what you have already inside of you. And that's going to be exciting to see. So, please, I would love to hear from you, Gemini. Thank you so much. I hope that this reading has resonated with you. And if you like this reading, please go ahead and like and share the video. And please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by this month. I do wish you all good things, love, peace, and joy. And I will see you in September, Gemini. Thank you so much. Bye bye.